What news on the Rialto?
Why, yet it lives there unchecked, that Antonio hath a ship of rich lading, wrecked on the narrow seas, the good ones I think they call the place. A very dangerous flat and fatal, where the carcass of many a tall ship lie buried. As they say, if my gospel report be an honest woman of her word.
Would she were as lying a gossip, in that as ever napped ginger, or made her neighbors believe she wept for the death of her third husband. But it is true, without any slips of prolixity, or crossing the plain highway of talk, that the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh, that I had a title good enough to keep his company name.
Come, the full stop.
Ha! What sayest thou? Why, the end is, he hath lost a ship.
I would, but it might prove the end of his losses.
Let me say amen, betimes, lest the devil cross my prayer, for here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. How now, Shylock, what news among the merchants?
You knew, none so well as you, of my daughter's flight.
That's certain. I for my part knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them to leave the dam.
And Shylock, for his own part, knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them all to leave the dam.
She's damned for it.
That's certain, if the devil be her judge.
Out upon it, old carrion, rebels it at these years.
I say, my daughter is my own flesh and blood.
There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory, more between your bloods than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio have had any loss at sea or no?
I have another bad match, a bankrupt, a prodigal, who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto, a beggar that was used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
Why, I'm sure if he forfeit, thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish with if it will feed nothing else. It will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me $500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heeded mine enemies, and what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are live, you in the West, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wronged a Christian, what is the humility? Revenge? If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why revenge? The villain your team, me I will execute. And it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
How now, Shylock, what... Why are you laughing? How now, Shylock, what news among the merchants?
You knew, none so well as you.
How now, Shylock, what news among the merchants?
You knew, none so well as you.